Hello everybody, Skywarped33 here, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am reviewing, or kind of doing a showcase on my first ever custom figurine that is for Attack on Titan. So, long story short, I did not make the figurine itself, but I did customize it to look like one of the characters from the show. If you're not a fan of Attack on Titan, I would highly recommend it. It's a really good show, not meant for kids, mind you. It's got some pretty adult themes in there. But if you are a fan of the show, please don't post any spoilers, just because the show is way better if you go in not knowing anything. But yeah, so one of the monsters that shows up during the series is called the female Titan, and essentially Titans are giant people that eat smaller people, so pretty scary stuff. But yeah, so the reason she's got like red on her is because in the show it's more of like she's a giant, but then you can still see her like muscle tendons. I think that's the word, I could be wrong. But essentially, I took a figurine I got off of Amazon and I customized it to look like the female Titan. I'll just put up a quick little thing right here that looks like the actual female Titan, and that's what she looks like. So you can kind of see the resemblance. But yeah, so I did actually use an X-Acto knife and carve in a couple of details on certain areas. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. But yeah, so as you can see, I customized a little bit where her abs would be, and then up on the top of her chest I had to carve in some lines because, like I said in the show, she's got like skin, but then it's also like muscle tendons and stuff, so she doesn't actually look quite like a regular naked person, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I customized the hair, probably my least favorite thing on this figurine, just because I probably could have done it a little bit better, but in doing so, I think you at least get the vibe of what she's supposed to look like from the show. Right here is a joint that is a part of the figure, and I would have covered it up if it wouldn't have limited her articulation. So yeah, I hope to eventually maybe make a Attack on Titan themed video, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But long story short, I would make a couple figurines similar scale to this one, and then I would stop motion animate them similarly to how I do my Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, to be giant characters in the background running around and things like that. Alright, this is the closest I could zoom in without it not focusing correctly. Maybe I'll enhance it a little bit more. There we go. Now it's really zoomed in. As you can kind of see, this is the best I could do in such a small scale. I know I don't really work in super small scale. Like I said, my smallest puppets are generally like at least the size of my hand. But this character, her head is smaller than my thumb and my finger, so I'm very happy with how the scale of her face ended up turning out, because I actually had to carve a couple small holes, which are these little red holes on the side. I actually had to carve those into her face because of the way she looks. And then right below her eyes, I carved those to be a little bit flat before painting them. And yeah, I'm very happy with how she turned out. Like I said, if I could change anything, it would probably be the hair, just because I've never done hair before in such a small scale. But if and when I do use this character for a video, my plan is to use this head when the character is far off in the distance, kind of like maybe running towards the camera. But then when I get closer up, depending on I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm thinking I might make a custom puppet of the character's head to use for up-close shots. So this head and hair would specifically be only ever used, at least video-wise, when she's like far away from the camera, or like very large in the distance kind of a thing. Because if you didn't know, Titans are giants. I believe she is a 15-meter Titan. I know. Meters, American, what does that mean? I don't know. Here's a scale. Right here. Boom. That's her height right there in feet. But yeah, so she would be ginormous. And yeah, so I made a couple other custom things just because the figurine that I customized came with a couple other accessories. So she's got couple sets of hands, ones that are open and some that are closed in fists. And then she's got 2 feet. These ones are just a solid foot for like kicking and stuff. And the ones that she has currently have little foot joints on them. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, little foot joints right there, just to sort of be able to pose them a little bit better. But yeah, overall, I think she turned out great. I'm going to do a couple quick size comparisons and then wrap up the video there. Alright, so starting off with the first, this is the other figurine that came in the pack that I got off of Amazon. It's just a male version of the posable figurine. Like I said, posable. I don't really feel like trying to pose her because I like the pose she's currently in, but they got different types of ball joints and stuff, so really good to be posed. And then they both came with these little arm pieces that would allow me to make them jump and do all sorts of fun things. So I'm debating if I'm going to customize this one to look like Aaron, or if I'm just going to customize it to look like a regular Titan. But I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet for that, but I would just say stay tuned. You can kind of see she's a bit smaller scaled in this one just because it's a female and this is a male. And yeah, I got both figures off Amazon for I think about 30 bucks. And then like I said, I customized this one, and I'm thinking about customizing this one. Now, for everybody that is not an Attack on Titan fan, you're like, how small is she? Well, here is my Funtime Mangle action figure that I built, and she is not even, she's like just barely shorter than half the height of the Funtime Mangle, so she's pretty small scale for a figure like this, and I'm quite happy with how she turned out. Because I've never really, like I said, I've never really customized anything quite this small yet. And I'm quite happy with how she turned out. And then lastly, just for you guys who might be curious, this is how big she is in comparison to my custom endoskeleton thing I made for my Five Nights at Freddy's characters. So this is it without any of the shell pieces on. Like I said, quite small. And this is normal. I do plan on making the other toy animatronic bodies soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up this video. Let me know in the comments if you think I should make Attack on Titan themed puppets or not, because like I said, I think I could definitely make a really cool looking female Titan puppet that I could replace the head on this character with, because I didn't show it yet, but all of the pieces are like ball joints and pegs. So I can just remove the pieces, and then I could Photoshop, or I guess edit on to her body to make it look like the puppet head is there when it's up close. But yeah, quite happy with how it turned out. And yeah, like I said at the start of this video, not a normal video because I haven't ever done anything that's not really Five Nights at Freddy's or Bendy and the Ink Machine. So you'll have to let me know what you think of this. Hopefully this video will do good, and yeah. Alright guys, God bless, I hope you have a wonderful day, see you on the next one. Bye now!